So it turns out today is my birthday. Well, not my actual birthday, but a birthday nonetheless. What's up guys, welcome back to Unlimited Reads. My name is Chris and today I'm celebrating my first year on BookTube. The time has gone really quick and I'd like to start by personally thanking each and every one of my subscribers for sticking with me. I'm at 126 subs now, and you know what, that's fine. Over a year to pick up 126 subs is amazing. You know, it could be zero. But I knew going into starting up a YouTube channel that it is a slow burn and it will take a little bit of time to get some momentum happening. And I was doing my homework and I've done a fair bit of research before starting the channel so that I went in without any misconceptions. And I'm confident that the more content I put out and the more variety I produce will certainly gain that momentum and pick up a lot more subscribers. But you know, it's a matter of trial and error, and once I hit 500 subscribers I'm going to be able to make use of the YouTube community page where I can put up posts of various stuff that people can vote on, and that will be a next level of gauging what interests people and what people want to see on the channel. But until then I'm going to be producing a lot more content and a lot more variety and just trying all sorts of new things in the next year. So I'm really psyched for that, and I'm really looking forward to connecting with a lot more people as time goes on. So with a video like this there are tag questions attached, and I'll go into those now. So the first question number one, what anniversary are you celebrating? Obviously it's my first anniversary that I'm excited about. I've had a really good time. The time has gone really quick and I'm looking forward to the next year and producing a lot more content and connecting with people. That's the important thing. Question number two, what genre or genres does your channel generally focus on? In the beginning it focused mainly on fantasy, horror, crime and thriller, but it's changed as the year has gone on. I decided early on in the year that I wanted to branch out and grow as a reader and step outside my comfort zone and try different things. And recently I have added classic fiction to the mix, and I've read I think about a half a dozen or 7 titles so far, and I've really enjoyed them all. And more recently I've added Western fiction into the equation, and the book I'm reading at the moment, Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry, is blowing my mind. It is the perfect introduction to the Western genre for me, and it certainly makes me want to read a lot more Western fiction as time goes on. Question number three, what are you most proud of on the channel in the last year? There are 2 answers to this one. The first one being my confidence in front of the camera. I'm no longer camera shy. I have a lot more confidence with my voice. I have learnt to extend my syllables in order to stop stuttering or umming and ahhing so much, and it certainly helps and makes my voice a lot smoother and a lot less embarrassing. And the second answer is the output of the channel. I've currently, this video makes my 113th video, so I've been pretty prolific and I've produced quite a few videos which I'm pretty happy with. I think it works out to be an average of 9 videos per month, which isn't too bad, and I'm just getting a lot more confident. And if I want to talk about someone who's prolific in smashing out the content, I'm going to make an example and give a plug to Ollie over at Criminolly. He's from the UK, he's a terribly nice chap, and he is blazing trails at the moment with his content. He is putting out videos every other day. It's hard for me to keep up. He has a very solid viewership now that he's constantly building upon, and he has a really good niche viewership on his channel because he discusses pulp fiction, crime and horror, and that is a really broad but also a very specific group of genres for him to do, and he just does a really good job. He's approachable, he speaks very well, and yeah, he's one of my favorite booktubers out there, so thanks Ollie. Question number 4, do you receive ARCs to review or advanced reading copies? Now with this, up until recently, no, but I have recently joined NetGalley so that I can get my hands upon new releases so I can review them on Goodreads and on the channel. Now I have received one book that's sitting in my shelf to be read and reviewed so far. I thought the application process to join NetGalley would be difficult. I thought you might have had to be a bookshop or a commercial book reviewer, but that wasn't the case, so I was lucky to be accepted for NetGalley, which is great. It just means I'll be able to be on the inside track for new releases as they come out. And more recently, just last week actually, I approached a fairly major publisher called Penguin Random House, and I pitched to them that I'd like to review the latest Lee Child book, the new Jack Reacher thriller, and they were kind enough to let me know that they had run out of review copies, but Jess over at the publisher said that she dug out a copy for me, and it's currently on its way to me. Hopefully I am going to receive it today, and once I receive it, everything stops. I'll just read the book, review it, and I hope to get the review up on the channel on release day, which is next Tuesday, which is cutting it fine. But if I receive the book today, being Friday, I should be able to smash through it on the weekend and get a review up. So fingers crossed. Please, Mr. Postman, bring me my package is all I can ask for. Question number 5. What types of videos do you most like to do on your channel? I really like doing reading vlogs. I think the format is great because it gives an up-to-date account of what my thoughts and reactions are on a book as I go through it at various intervals. Now, I have done a few vlogs on the channel, but I'd like to concentrate on doing more in the coming year, and I'm doing one at the moment which I'm enjoying a lot. I'm doing a reading vlog on Larry Murtry's Lonesome Dove, which is fantastic. I'm loving the book. Can't wait to get the vlog video out hopefully next week, which is really exciting. And I also really enjoy doing unboxings and book hauls. Now they don't happen very often, but I just think they're very exciting and a lot of fun to do when you're opening a package in front of people. I also like to watch those kind of videos as well, but book hauls and unwrappings are great. I think they're a lot of fun. Question number 6. What type of videos do you like to watch on other people's channels? So yes, I do like to watch book hauls and unwrappings, but I mainly like to watch what people's TBRs are. So I really enjoy how booktubers share what they want to read, and specific channels like Mike's Book Reviews, for instance, he's very influential to me. There are other booktubers that are very influential to my purchasing. I don't know if that's a good thing for the wallet, but if there's an author I'm interested in and someone's talking about that author and recommending books to everyone, then I'm going to listen pretty closely, because I'm always on the lookout for new authors that I want to try and all kinds of books that I want to try. But it doesn't help the proverbial TBR, which is as big as the Tower of Babel at the moment. Question number 7. Was there anything you tried on the channel last year that didn't work? Yes and no. I tried some non-book related content just in an effort to allow people to get to know me in an aspect of my life that doesn't involve books. And I put up a video on how I play snooker, which I'm very passionate about in my personal life. It's been a large part of my life on and off for 30 years. And I'm a mad snooker fan. I love watching the current UK matches on YouTube. I just can't get enough of it. Now, that video I did really tanked, and that's okay. It was just something I wanted to try and see if people were interested. Now, on the flip side, which is ironic, I also put out 2 short videos, which are a minute each, of myself performing exhibition shots on a full-size snooker table. And funnily enough, I don't know how the YouTube algorithms work, but it managed to find its way to people in Malaysia and Thailand and Asian countries, and each of those videos got 1,500 views each. So that was an interesting experiment, and maybe in the future I might launch just a side channel of those kind of videos, and I might even call it Q Sport Shorts, something like that. But it's something that I really need to consider for the future as well, because the success of those 2 videos was unbelievable. I woke up one morning and the views are going up. They were at 1,000 and 1,200 and 1,300, and it just blew my mind. But it was certainly an interesting experiment. Question number 8. Is there anything you've done on your channel last year that you won't do again next year or continue to do next year? I won't be doing the whole Stephen King thing. When I started the channel, I thought there will be a heavy focus on Stephen King because he's my favourite author of all time and I just love him. But as time went on, that just didn't pan out. A couple of the Stephen King videos I didn't do too well. The first video I put up, in fact, was my top 10 Stephen King books of all time, which did okay, but I also did an experiment on Stephen King Revisited, and I was going to do episodes on all his backlist and read the backlist and review all the books, but that fell by the wayside purely because I started to get off track a little bit and be distracted by other kinds of books, and spread myself out pretty thin because I do talk about a lot of genres on the channel. But I think other channels do Stephen King quite well. Again, Mike's Book Reviews, he does a special segment called Stephen King Into the Multiverse, which is great. He does a great job. He doesn't need someone copying him with awesome Stephen King content. And also Jaime and Fuego over at the Horror Channel, he does a really good job of Stephen King stuff as well. He is the foremost expert on BookTube for anything and everything Stephen King. So no, I won't be doing any of the Stephen King stuff. But that said, if Stephen King brings out new books over the years, I will review them on the channel, so I will at least do that. Okay. Question number 9, is there anything you plan to do more of next year? Yeah, I definitely want to do more reading vlogs, but I'm also going to heavily focus on book reviews because I feel it's important that people need to know about certain authors that they may not have read before, and I want to shed some light on those authors, particularly Lee Child. I want to talk about him a little bit more on the channel because he doesn't get much exposure on BookTube, and I think he deserves that. So I'm in the back of my mind, I'm sort of planning a segment why you should read the Jack Reacher series, and I'm also going to focus on other authors as well, but I'm probably going to do at least one review per week, and I average 1 or 2 books a week that I read, so it stands to reason that I should be able to achieve putting out 1 review video each week. So that's certainly going to be a focus, and yeah, that's going to be the main focus for next year. Question number 10, is there anything new you plan to add to your channel next year? I'd really like to add some live chats or record some chats with some fellow booktubers. For example, if I am reading a great book, if I review it, it's not quite enough because you're talking to the camera, you're not actually talking to other people as such. And I think if I read a book like this, which I have a lot to say about, and I mean the vlog is going to cover a little bit, but it's not going to have spoilers in it. I'd really love to do a spoiler chat with a couple of booktubers, so you know, hint hint, any booktubers out there that want to hook up and talk about this book and take it apart and talk about all aspects of the book, I'm down for that. So I definitely want to connect with more people in that way the next year on the channel, and I also want to get to the point where I can invite authors onto the channel, which is a bit of a pipe dream, but as time goes on and as my subscriber base grows, it's certainly something that I can look at doing, particularly that I'm pretty good at sales and I can pitch to certain authors, publicists, and just see how I go. But that is far into the future, but it's certainly on the blueprints for the channel, something I'd really like to do. But any other fellow booktubers that want to do something and talk about a book, I'm all up for it. So there you go. Number 11, best books you've read this past year. Now this is a really difficult question. I'm going to postpone my answer until the end of the year so that I can pick out my favorite book. It's going to be a very close race. There are several books that have really hit me for 6 in terms of quality this year. Case in point, this is one of them, but there's been a couple of other books as well. There has been Recursion by Blake Crouch, which has been excellent, and Boy's Life by Robert McCammon, just to name a couple. But I'm going to have a really hard time picking my best book of 2022, so I'm going to forego that answer and wait until the end of the year. Question number 12, what are some of the challenges you faced on your channel? I think the main challenges I face on the channel are multiple takes for a video. I sometimes take 15 takes to get a video just right, There's only once on the channel where I've actually managed to do a video in a single take. So that does take a little bit of time, and it can be frustrating at times because my tongue trips over my voice a lot. And my mind goes a million miles an hour, and sometimes I find my voice is very hard to keep up with my fast mind. But that's one of the main challenges I have. Initially, learning how to brand up the channel when I started the channel was another challenge as well. I was very, very green, and when I started the channel, I just put up certain videos and just put them up. Didn't have anything fancy. My thumbnails were terrible. I just had a picture of myself talking and put text over the top. It was very, very embarrassing, but do you know what? If I kept on procrastinating, I wouldn't have started the channel. I just thought, start the channel, get the content out there, and learn how to desktop publish and pretty things up and brand the channel. And I'm happy to say that I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable with my branding. I can effectively make decent thumbnails these days, and I'm enjoying the creative process of that, and I've managed to organize myself a lot better. For instance, I know that every Sunday there is going to be some sort of content uploaded to the channel with whatever videos happen in between. They just go up on whatever day, but as long as I'm sticking to every Sunday posting video, I'm doing pretty well there. Question number 13, what equipment do you use to film your videos? Well, the camera I use, I've recently upgraded it. I just had a basic webcam to start with, which had a fisheye lens, which was terrible. But I weren't in a rush to go out and buy a fancy camera. I've recently moved up a level, and I am using the Razer ring light camera, which is great. If you've got low light, you just twist the ring and it varies the brightness, so you can tailor make it to whatever your needs are. And the mic I'm using at the moment, I'll show you what this is. It's just a cheap Kmart mic, which I think cost me 25 bucks, and it does the job very, very well, and it projects my voice the way I want it to, which is great. Question number 14, what is your one best piece of advice you can give to another booktuber? Probably not a seasoned booktuber, but I'd probably give advice to a new booktuber that before you start, do a little bit of homework. Just be prepared for success not to happen overnight. It's going to be a very, very slow burn. Initially, you won't have many views or subscribers. It's going to take time. I would also recommend that when you watch other booktubers to get inspiration, just do that, but don't copy them outright. You can use, you can look at what they're doing and tailor make it to your needs and purposes, and you can put your own spin on things. But I certainly watch all the booktubers you can to gain inspiration, because you do learn a lot as time goes on. And don't be too concerned about having everything fancy to begin with. Just use your mobile phone camera to start with. That's got an inbuilt mic. Just get the content out there without procrastinating too much and concentrating on the quality of thumbnails and that sort of thing. That all comes in time. I just think it's more important just to start getting the content out there and just do it. And just talk about what you're passionate about. What genres are you passionate about? What do you want to share? How much do you have to say? What have you got to say to people? I just think if you follow those guidelines, I think you'll do all right. All right, now question number 15. What is the best part of having a BookTube channel? I think for me, connecting with people on a global scale is the pinnacle of what I like about BookTube. I always get positive comments on my videos, which is really, really humbling, and it motivates me to keep going. I love the fact that I've made friends in the UK and the US, particularly the Bookish Bryants. Hi Scott and Becky. They have a really good channel. They welcome me with open arms into their group to participate in various reading projects, and we're just about to start one in November, which is fantastic. I feel like I belong to a community. There are favourite booktubers that I always watch constantly. I have a lot of favourite booktubers out there, and I'm constantly getting inspiration from them. And if not for the BookTube community and all the viewers and subscribers, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. But I think just connecting with people on a global scale and being able to exchange comments about books is the ultimate for me. And we've certainly come a long way since ham radio, so that we connect with people all over the world. And yeah, I really like to experiment with things, and I love the creative process of the behind the scenes work of BookTube before a video goes out. So there you go, that is it for the questions for my first BookTube birthday tag. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm excited for what the future holds, looking forward to getting more content out there, looking forward to connecting to even more people over the next year. Hopefully fellow booktubers will have a chat with me on the channel. I would love to invite them on, and yeah, I'm going to be reading a lot more books, and that's why the channel is called Unlimited Reads, because really there are unlimited reads, and there is no end in sight to my proverbial TBR. So thanks again, guys, and until next time, see you later.